Hi everyone, how's it going? Sorry I didn't do read aloud yesterday. I got caught up in all the work I was trying to do and just totally forgot. So, sorry about that. I am going to read the next chapter of The Trumpet of the Swan today. So, last we left off, we read chapter 8 which was called Love. And this chapter, sorry, I lost my bookmark. This chapter is called The Trumpet. As the cob flew toward Billings on with his powerful white wings, all sorts of troublesome thoughts whirled in his head. The cob had never gone looking for a trumpet before. He had no money to pay for a trumpet. He feared he might arrive after the shops had closed for the day. He realized in the whole continent of North America he was undoubtedly the only trumpeter swan who was on his way to a city to get a trumpet. "This is a crazy adventure," he said to himself, "yet it is a noble quest. I will do anything to help my son Louis, even if I run into real trouble." Toward the end of the afternoon, the cob looked ahead, and in the distance he saw churches and factories and shops and homes of Billings. He decided to act quickly and boldly. He circled the city once, looking for a music store. Suddenly he spied one. It had a very big, wide window, solid glass. The cob flew lower and circled so he could get a better look. He gazed into the store. He saw a drum painted gold. He saw a fancy guitar with an electric cord. He saw a small piano. He saw banjos, horns, violins, mandolins, cymbals, saxophones, cellos, and many other instruments. Then he saw what he wanted. He saw a brass trumpet hanging by a red cord. Now is my time to act," he said to himself. "Now is my moment for risking everything on one bold move, however shocking it may be to my sensibilities, however offensive it may be to the laws that govern the lives of men. Here I go. May good luck go with me." With that, the old cob set his wings for a dive. He aimed straight at the big window. He held his neck straight and stiff, waiting for the crash. He dove swiftly and hit the window, going at full speed. The glass broke. The noise was terrific. The whole store shook. Musical instruments fell onto the floor. Glass flew everywhere. A salesgirl fainted. The cob felt a twinge of pain as a jagged piece of broken glass cut into his shoulder, but he grabbed the trumpet with his beak, turned sharply in the air, and flew back through the hole of the window, and began climbing fast over the roofs of Billings. A few drops of blood fell onto the ground below. His shoulder hurt, but he had succeeded in getting what he had come for. Held firmly in his bill, in its red cord dangling, was a beautiful brass trumpet. You can only imagine the noise in the music store when the cob crashed through the window. At the moment the glass broke, one of the clerks was showing a bass drum, to a customer, and the clerk was so startled at seeing a big white bird come flying through the window, he hit the drum with a tremendous wallop. Boom went the drum. Crash went the splinters of the flying glass. When the salesgirl fainted, she fell against the keys of the piano. The owner of the store grabbed his gun, which went off by mistake, blasting a hole in the ceiling and sending down a shower of plaster. Everything was flying around and falling and making a noise. Boom went the drum. Plunk went the banjo. Ump went the bowl fiddle. "Help!" screamed the clerk. "We've been robbed!" "Make way!" shouted the owner. He ran for the door, stepped outside, fired another shot, bang, at the disappearing bird. His shot was too late. The cob was safe in the sky, beyond the range of the gun. He was headed home toward the southwest, high above the roofs and spires of buildings. In his beak was the trumpet. In his heart was the pain of having committed a crime. "I have robbed a store," he said to himself. "I have become a thief. What a miserable fate for a bird of my excellent character and high ideals. Why did I do this? What led me to commit this awful crime? My past life has been blameless, a model of good behavior and correct conduct. I am by nature law-abiding. Why, oh, why did I do this?" Then the answer came to him, as he flew steadily on through the evening sky. "I did it to help my son. I did it for the love of my son Louis. Back in Billings, the news spread rapidly. This was the first time a Swan had broken into a music store and made off with a trumpet. A lot of people refused to believe it had happened. The editor of the newspaper sent a reporter to the store to look around. The reporter interviewed the owner and wrote an article about the event for the paper. The article was headed, "Large Bird Breaks into Music Store. White Swan Crashes Through Window and Makes Off with Valuable Trumpet." Everybody in Billings bought a copy of the paper and read all about the extraordinary event. It was talked about all over town. Some people believed it. Others said it never could have happened. They said the store owner had just invented it to get some publicity for his store. But the clerk in the store agreed that it had really happened. They pointed to the drops of blood on the floor. The police came to look over the damage, which was an estimated $900. The police promised they would try to find the thief and arrest him, but the police were sorry to hear that the thief was a bird. "Birds are a special problem," they said. "Birds are hard to deal with." Back at the Red Rocks Lake, Louis's mother waited anxiously for her husband to return. When he showed up in the night sky, she saw that he had a trumpet with him. It was slung around his neck by its cord. "Well," she said, as he glided down in the water, "I see you made it." "I did, my dear," said the cob. "I traveled fast and far, sacrificed my honor, and I have returned. Where is Louis? I want to give him his trumpet right away." "He's over there sitting on a muskrat house, dreaming about that empty-headed young female he's so crazy about." The cob swam over to his son and made a presentation speech. "Louis," he said, "I have been on a journey to the haunts of men. I visited a great city teeming with life and commerce. Whilst there, I picked up a gift for you, which I now bestow upon you with my love and my blessing. Here, Louis, is a trumpet. It will give you your voice, a substitute for the voice God failed to give you. Learn to blow it, Louis, and life will be smoother and richer for you. With the help of this horn, you will be able to at last say coo-hoo, like every other swan. The sound of music will be in our ears. You will be able to attract the attention of the female. Master the trumpet, and you will be able to play love songs for them, filling them with adore and surprise. I hope it will bring you happiness, Louis, and a new and better life. I procured it at some personal sacrifice to myself and my pride, but we won't go into that now. The long and short of it is, I had no money. I took the trumpet without paying for it. This was deplorable, but the important thing is that you learn to play this instrument." So saying, the cob removed the trumpet from around his neck and hung it on Louis, alongside the slate and the white chalk pencil. "Wear it in good health," he said. "Blow it in happiness. Make the woods and the hills and the marshes echo with the sounds of your youthful desire." Louis wanted to thank his father, but he was unable to say a word, and he knew it would do no good to write thank you on the slate, because his father wouldn't be able to read it, never having an education. So Louis just bobbed his head and wagged his tail and fluttered his wings. The cob knew by these signs that he had found favor in the sight of his son, and that gift of a trumpet was acceptable. The next chapter is called Money Trouble, and I will read that tomorrow. I look forward to video conferencing with a lot of you tomorrow, and then next week we're hoping to start some reading groups and some math groups. So, I hope everyone has a great rest of your Thursday, and I will speak soon. Bye.